Situated some 222 kilometres east of Perth is the old sleepy town of Doodlakine, commonly called Doodlie. There are still a number of historical buildings such as the old general store, which is open today, and also the old post office sitting on the corner of the main street in town. A little further away is the agricultural hall, which also plays host to the bowling club. A little to the north of town though is the original town of Doodlakine, which was gazetted in 1891. Not much remains these days, and it's worth a visit to check out the history. Here, at the original site of Doodlakine, they had all the trimmings. Blacksmith, a hotel of course, post office, a school, a bakery, a blacksmith and stables. So it was a well set up town, and obviously they had a bright future ahead of them. Well, so they thought. About all that remains of the old Doodlakine now is a gazebo with the information board, highlighting the history of the town. Short distance away is the Hunt's Well, which was the water supply for both the old town and also the new town. It also provided water for steam engines, which used to pass by about 5 kilometres to the south. In 1864, a local farmer by the name of Clarkson dug a well right here, as you can see. In 1865, local explorer Charles Hunt was commissioned to deepen the well, make it wider and line it with rocks. This did a really great job and actually supplied water to Doodlakine here, and then the new Doodlakine 5 kilometres down the road. It also provided water to the steam engines that used to run up and down on the narrow gauge line. 160 years later, the well's still here, but judging by that water, I wouldn't be drinking it now. Now, even though this particular well is over 160 years old, it certainly is not usable. You can see by the stagnant water down there, you certainly wouldn't use it, but it's got quite a healthy little mouldy smell about it. As we head back into the present day Doodlakine, past all the residential area, the various old houses, some of them date back over 100 years old. Situated right here on the main intersection of town, just across the road from the hotel, or what we used to be the hotel, is the old Doodlakine post office, and it's a great old building. It's still in really excellent condition. It really is, and I reckon it'd be a great delight to renovate inside and actually make it a home. These days, Doodlakine, well, not much happens. It's just one of those little sleepy little towns with a few dozen people living here. Not much goes on. At the best of times, you've got a general store just over there on the corner. And right here next to us is probably the main intersection of town. Most of the houses, or all the houses, are out that way, including the agricultural hall, which also plays host to the bowls club. On the outside of the railway line there is the main Great Eastern Highway running from Perth up to Kalgoorlie. But where I'm standing right now was the Doodlie. The Doodlie was a Doodlakine hotel. And it was a great little pub, it really was. It was just one of those classic country hotels. Unfortunately, it got burnt to the ground. 2 weeks beforehand, the Calabarin Hotel, just 20 k's down the road, was also burnt to the ground. But unlike its cousin down there, the Doodlie was never rebuilt. The Doodlie also played host to an annual music concert, which attracted several hundred people from all over the state, who used to camp out on the ground behind the old Doodlie. Sadly though, those days are all over. Just to the east of town, servicing the local wheat industry, are the grain silos. These are quite large and were built many years ago. Are used to load grain directly onto the train, which transports it down to the city. Also, there's a railway station here, a rather modern affair, serviced by the Prospector each day. So next time you're travelling via the Great Eastern Highway, call into the Doodlie, have a cup of coffee and say hello to the locals. You won't regret it. It's a lovely, peaceful little town. You never know, you might want to stay.